Few fruits say tropical like the pineapple, and while ones we've come accustomed to in supermarkets come from Costa Rica, we found a man growing them right here in Southwest Florida. Meet Nick Batty of Inyoni Farm. While Nick Batty grows more than 30 different kinds of fruits and vegetables at his Inyoni organic farm.
Well, the pineapple begins to ripen right at the bottom here, and then as it gradually ripens all the way through to the top.
It's safe to say the pineapple is close to his heart.
A pineapple is an aggregate fruit, so each one of these little sections has the potential for a seed, and each one has its own flower.
His parents worked with this particular fruit for decades, thousands of miles from Florida.
So my dad started farming pineapples in Swaziland in Africa in the 70s, where Libby's had a cannery, and they had thousands of acres of pineapples they produced for canning in the factory. And he managed the research part of it, and it was in the 80s, decided to come over here.
After working here a while for bigger corporations, the family settled in Southwest Florida, where they did their own thing.
They managed this nursery for years as a ornamental pineapple nursery. So they were putting the whole plant on a truck and shipping it all over the United States.
But now Nick is focused on the edible side of the plant.
And this is a variety that we found had a bit more disease resistance, especially in the summer here when it got really hot and humid, and was more resistant to fungus.
Okay.
So we sought this variety from Costa Rica when we bought plant material in. We asked for this variety, which is known as champaca.
It's a hard-to-find variety because it's not used much in the industry. However, it's well suited for Southwest Florida growing conditions where, because it's not shipping very far, it can fully ripen on the plant, producing a sweet, low-acid fruit.
Most of the pineapples that you buy in the store are harvested at stage 1 of ripeness, is what it's called in the industry. And so that's right when it begins to ripen at the bottom here of the plant. And then there's different stages, and I think 1 through 5 would be the tops, would be all the way ripe to the top. And for shipping reasons, the guys that are shipping them here from, Costa Rica or Dominican, they can't ship them when they're ripe because the shelf life is not that long.
But when they're grown closer to home, they can develop more flavor, which is why Batty chose to propagate his father's expertise into this enterprise. And speaking of propagating,
so you take the top off, you spin the top, and if you pull back the first leaves, this is the easiest way to propagate pineapples, is from their top. Those little nodes there are baby roots. Oh. So you can basically take this.
You just stick that in dirt.
And
or do you have to put it in a jar of water or anything?
No, you just stick it right into the ground. You just take that and push that into the ground about that far.